What you're about to see is 2 years of my life laid out in front of you. 2 years of building, failing, losing, recovering, and becoming. I'm not showing you this to impress you. I'm showing you this because I know that somewhere in the story there is a version of what you are going through right now. And I want to see the gap between you and where you want to be. It's closable, and I'm proof of it. Changes can happen if you're willing to put in the work. Let me walk you through everything from the beginning. So this is where it begins, guys. July 2024. I was 19 years old, about 170 pounds. I was about 1 month into consistently training because I had been going to the gym since I was like 18, but never really focused, didn't know what I was doing. I'd probably just hop on the treadmill for like 10 minutes, hit like two machines, and then dip and then get out. Because I didn't really care. That wasn't really a priority for me. But at this time, I really wanted to make the change. I wanted to see how fast I could develop my body and how am I going to look because I think at the time I was watching videos about training and I learned about newbie gains and that I have a lot of potential if I really lock in during my first year of training. I could really make things happen. But the issue really came that I wasn't tracking anything. I was working out and I thought one protein shake of Ghost. I don't know if y'all know which one I'm talking about. The Chips Ahoy one. Just one scoop of that and then some milk, and I was gonna be good and I was gonna build muscle. I didn't know anything, so I was still showing up though. Hey, I'll show up 4 to 5 times a week, hit the machines I knew I needed to work out on, and this is what I looked like a month of consistently training. So going into August is when something really happened to me. Something that to this day I still remember being one of the lowest points of my life, where I essentially hit rock bottom, where I had major insomnia because I had quit vaping and smoking. And I remember the night it happened, it was August 11th. And it's a crazy story because today is August 11th, the day I'm recording this. So 2 years from when it happened. So I remember I got out of work probably like around 11, and I had gone to Strives to go pump gas. And when I was pumping gas, I had my vape in my hand. I was like, man, I need to quit this. Like, I'm tired of doing this. It's not good for me. Like, it's not gonna help me. And it's literally ruining my future. Like, I came to the realization that this is a really bad habit. And continuing doing this throughout my whole life, it's just it's not gonna benefit me, man. It's gonna suck. And I have been trying to quit for like almost a year at this point. And I would quit for like maybe like a couple weeks, and then maybe one of my friends will offer me it, or I'll go get another one, and the cycle just continued. So that day, August 11th, I was like, no, I'm quit. That's it. So I threw it away in the trash at the Stripes, and I went home that night, and I thought everything was normal. I thought it was gonna be good, chill, but I couldn't sleep the whole night. Like I went the whole night without sleeping, and at the moment, I didn't really like think too much of it. I was just like, well, that's normal. Like those are the withdrawals of it, right? But what little that I know that was the beginning of my major insomnia that I got because I had to work the next day, and I worked from 12 to 9 p.m. So pretty much the whole day. So I worked the night before, went the night without sleep, and I had to come in at noon and work again. And I was working at Panda at the time, so it's a very like high paced job where you're like I was on drive through too, so I had to be focused, dude. Like if I mess something up, like I can literally mess it up for everything. And that's kind of what was happening because I was tired and I was going through a little withdrawals of like anxiety. And I realized that hey, like I suck at this. What's going on? Like normally I do really good. I'm pretty fast. I know what I'm doing. I'm pretty accurate. But this particular day was something different. I did not know what was going on, dude. So um, I asked one of the shift leads. Hey, like I told her that hey, I need to go home. Like I'm really tired, and I made up the excuse that like I couldn't sleep the night before, which is partially true. But I didn't ask her. I didn't tell her why. But like it was just I couldn't sleep. But you could see in my eyes that I looked dead. Like I was drained. So I had to leave the shift early. I probably left like 5 or 6 hours in, and I had to work like a full like 9 hours. So went home, and as I'm driving home, like I'm already really tired. So as soon as I get home, I run to my room. I go lay down and I try to rest. And I'm like rolling around in bed for like maybe like a couple hours, and I realize I can't go to sleep even though like I'm tired. So that's when I had that major insomnia where it was like something was wrong with me, man, and like I couldn't figure out what. And it low-key started driving me crazy because I'm like, hey, like I'm tired. Why am I not going to sleep? What's wrong with me, man? So this is where everything went downhill because I couldn't sleep that night, and then throughout the whole week I couldn't sleep either. And I was taking melatonin, and I wasn't working. Maybe I got a total of like 1 hour of sleep during that whole week, and it was not fun, man, because I really started overthinking everything. I really started thinking that something was wrong with me, and I had to go to a psychiatrist and get sleep medication because my sleep was that bad. And before that, I had to go to the hospital to see like are my vitals good, like what's going on with me. And they're the one that told me to go to a psychiatrist. So that's what happened, guys. And ooh, and I believe I was working shifts throughout between that, and man, it was like hell. Like I couldn't work. Like I couldn't focus at all. Like they would ask on the headset, they'll ask me like their order, and like I would just butcher it completely. Like I didn't understand like what they were saying because of the lack of sleep. So like some crazy things, man, and this whole downward spiral, hitting rock bottom, lasted around 4 months. Like same cycle would repeat. I would wake up after like 2 hours of sleep, and I would try to go back to sleep, and nope, I couldn't. So I would just be in bed all day. I'll try to like get things done. I'll try to go to the gym, and I would be miserable at the gym. And school started like that same month. So when I was starting school, homework that usually like took me 2 hours to do took me 2 full days because I couldn't focus and I didn't understand the textbooks. Like I would read it and I would read it like in my head, didn't understand it. I would read it out loud, still didn't understand it. I would close the book and then try to memorize what I read. I couldn't do it. And that's when I realized like something's wrong with me. Like this anxiety, overthinking, insomnia caused me to have depression, and I was just laying in bed all day, not keeping up with my hygiene and just gaining weight. And I ended up looking like this, guys, around October. And you can see I don't look happy. Like compared to this one, you can see my skin got worse. My hair, I didn't care. Like my body, my stomach area, and not a good time, man. So around this time, I really thought like I was cooked. I thought life was over, and something changed. Something clicked. It was a little turning point where I had an exam, and I was studying the night before and the day of, and the studying session was awful, dude. Like, I didn't understand anything what was going on. I like was convinced I was gonna fail, and the anxiety was like in my head, man. Like I couldn't figure things out, and before that, I was doing the right things. Like I was studying, I was going to the gym, I was meditating. I even got into my religion more. Before, like I had probably gone to church maybe like twice ever. I was going to church often because I was trying to like find solutions to my problem. And I was doing the right things, but I wasn't seeing the results at all. I'd pray every day, ask for guidance, ask for ask God for to be able to guide me and put me in the right direction and to help me through these tough times every day. And I wasn't seeing the results. Like I was literally about to fail my classes, like all of them. Before I was a straight A student, like my GPA was perfect. And this semester, after I hit rock bottom, my classes started, my grades started falling, and I had to drop one class actually because I couldn't pass that class. I was like beyond passing it, so I had to drop it. And I thought my financial aid was cooked also because like when you drop a class and you don't pick it up the next semester and pass it, you lose your financial aid money. So another thing, another stress that was added to my life. And yeah, man, I remember sitting in class, the professor would ask me a question, and like I could literally couldn't answer it. Like I would just stay quiet or like mumble something, and I just felt like I was done. Like I didn't like just that moment of me stuttering, being silent. That's what made me like want to quit. And I didn't. It sucks, man. Like how like I'm thinking of it right now that how my life could change within like 2 months of everything going right, finally starting to build something for myself, and then losing everything and not being able to understand why I lost everything because it didn't make sense. But this turning point happened where I walked into an exam for another class, studied already, wasn't confident I was going to pass. So I sit down, I take the test on paper, and I I get the result the next week, and then I realized I got a 97, and that was the highest grade in the class. And that's the moment where like things started to click when I realized that the work I'm putting in, these actions I'm putting in, is actually like starting to pay off, and I actually could think and understand, and I feel like I'm coming back to being competent and myself again. So the work was working, and at the time I just couldn't see it, but now like I have physical proof of the results that I got. So this really helped me, and this really changed everything. And in the meantime, like when I couldn't read the textbooks, I was starting reading more of like the self-help books, self-improvement books. One of the ones I read was David Goggins' book, Can't Hurt Me. And I would read that book like I probably finished that book in maybe like 2 weeks. There's like 500 pages in there. And that's all I would read because that's something I could relate to. I understood hitting rock bottom, and his story, like it really was hitting, and it really like inspired me and motivated me to keep going through this. And the other one I read was Outwitting the Devil, another really good book by Napoleon Hill, who wrote Think and Grow Rich. And another thing I did was go on YouTube and watch motivational videos, something that would help me. It would maybe only help for like half a day, but it got me through those tough days where like I thought like it was over, like I didn't want to do anything anymore. I'm done. I'm lost. And going to the gym occasionally got me outside, it got me interacting with people, and I refused to fully surrender and fully give up. There was really tough moments where my family thought I was lost and I couldn't do anything. I thought I was lost. I didn't talk to my friends anymore. But through all these tough times, I refused to surrender, and it paid off. These three things that I had were the reason that everything aligned and I changed. I had the mindset, I had the body, and I had the habits. I was doing the right things, but these are the very like foundations of what I was doing. I was reading, I was praying, and I was trying my best to stay disciplined through these tough times. Even though I sucked at it, like I wasn't consistent at all, but the foundation was there. I was probably like down here. But my body, I was going to the gym occasionally. I was focused on like eating better. I was really trying to focus on eating good because maybe it was like, hey, my nutrition's off. I need to lock in and maybe it's gonna help me fix me. It wasn't really the case, but definitely another foundation for what I was building. Lastly, the habits. I had stopped doing all these bad habits like smoking, drinking, and I swapped them out with better habits: eating healthy, going to the gym, um, reading books. That really helped me out. And these little habits I changed, take out the bad ones, add in some little ones little by little, add some good ones little by little. It really kind of set the pillars for me to have this change in my life. And it wasn't until my mindset, my body, and my habits aligned at the same time that my life truly changed. And here we are to the next chapter, which is a new chapter. December 2024, I officially passed all my classes. I didn't fail. I was happy. I got like four, three A's, and then I got a C. So I was pretty happy because I was literally like at failing at the beginning. So to come back from that was something good. Right here in December, I also finally created a split, and this is when I created my 5-day push pull leg split, and this began the most consistent period of my training, where I was finally tracking protein for the first time, and I was building momentum, and I had a real structure and a real schedule going on. So this is around the time I finally benched the plate, 135, and this is around January. So probably like around 185 still, but I was doing really good. Like everything started catching up, and I really was optimistic for the future. New year, new me, but this time I was actually like becoming a new me. I mean, best way to put it, right? But also, when the semester started, I got in a relationship after like going to rock bottom like a couple months before. I was able to get in a relationship, and school started off really good. I got all A's, and I also decided to go on a bulk, which in hindsight was not a good idea, but at the time I thought it was a good idea that I should go on a bulk. But everything was moving upward across every area simultaneously. Like everything was going up, and I felt really good. Like how I said, everything was going up, so was the weight. And here's what I looked around March. Yeah, this is not what I wanted, man. Like I thought I was gonna get all muscles and like big, but not the case at all. And this is where I had a little like roadblock where the bulk didn't work. I had gained around like 10 to 15 pounds. I was at 195, only tracking protein, and I thought like I was building muscle, but the photos told me a different story. I looked fat for like the first time ever, like going from like the fat, and then before I used to be skinny right here. Now I got fat. I was like, nah, dude, like what happened here? So why did this happen? Because I only tracked protein. I wasn't tracking my macros. I wasn't tracking my carbs and fat. I was eating like 3,000 calories a day, well above my maintenance calories, what I should have been eating. And I was probably gaining weight like probably like 3 pounds a week. It was pretty bad. Like I was eating like 1,500 extra calories on top of my maintenance, and not good, dude. My meal at work would be the teriyaki chicken from Panda, like 3 portions of that, and then white rice. I eat that every day, and I became a fat ass. So, but here's the thing: with my shirt on, like I look pretty like ripped. I look good, and people would like compliment me, and be like, "Hey, you got big. Like you look strong." But in reality, like I just look fat under the shirt. So I had reverse body dysmorphia, where like I thought I was better looking than I actually was. And when I had my shirt off, it really showed me the truth that something needs to change. Like I got fat, and in June 2025, like that's when I really locked in with everything and had a little recall. So it was me in June 2025, and I realized everything needed to change, not just with my weight, but my mind and my habits. Because my habits also were little off as well. I needed to lose the weight. I needed to mature as a man because my relationship started off good, but went through a lot of toxic ups and downs where we would break up, things would happen, and we get back together. But I wasn't content with that. And I realized instead of blaming my partner at the time, I needed to look in myself and take accountability for where I'm messing up at and what I need to be better at because I lack the emotional maturity and emotional intelligence to take accountability and realize I'm wrong sometimes and I can't always be right. And everything that happens to me is partially because of me as well. So I need to become better in that relationship and eliminate the constant stress that was associated with it whenever we'd break up. And this is where I fully committed to everything. And this is what I learned through the process. Tracking protein is not enough. You need to track everything: your carbs, your fats, your calorie, and your protein as well. And a bulk without full macro awareness produces fat and not just muscle. So we need to be aware of that. And I learned about reverse body dysmorphia. I just knew about body dysmorphia, but I didn't know about the reverse. So the camera doesn't lie. When you're working out, make sure you're taking pictures every week of your progress so you can see what's going on. And also make sure you have a second eye, someone else looking at you, looking at the pictures and telling you the truth, the hard truth, because they're gonna be more honest than you. They don't have a distorted perception of yourself because they're them and you are you. And most importantly, you have to be consistent because if you're consistent without the right systems, you're gonna get the wrong results. So yeah, you need to be consistent with the right systems. And as well, you need to be personally developed in all areas of your life. I couldn't mature as a man if I was lacking discipline in my relationship. I couldn't develop in the gym with not the stress of me not being emotionally intelligent enough, and it affected my gains. If you really think about it, like I couldn't go as hard as I wanted to. I would have to miss days because I had to go work on his relationship and try to work things out. So when you're developing, you need to go up in areas of your life, and that's when you need to do that change. So this was me, and then after, this was in June, and then after about 3 to 4 months, this is what I looked like. Got way leaner. I went from 195 to 170, about 25 pounds lost in 4 months. So pretty crazy. And you can see the visual. My waist got a lot thinner. My abs got more outlined right here. Lots of fat. Also grew out my hair. So I knew there's like different levels to this because I got this result, but I wasn't fully happy with it because like hey, I still looked a little chubby, to be honest. Like, yeah, sure, but like is me depleted? If I were to reverse and fill out, like I'll look a little chubbier right here. So this process right here of cutting, not only did the I lose the weight, I lost my laziness really, and I lost my victim mentality as well as losing my limiting beliefs because at the time I was working 2 jobs and a full-time student, taking 6 classes in person, not online. So I was still working at Panda, but I also got hired at Walmart. And that load of like 50-hour weeks, I mean, I didn't burn out, surprisingly. Taking 6 classes a week, 6 classes, schedule. The schedule is probably like 4 classes on Monday and Wednesday, and then the other two were like on Tuesday and Thursday. So big load, and it was very demanding academically and financially as well. I was able to get a new car because I was working 2 jobs awesome. And I was still showing up to the gym. I never missed a day in the gym during that period because I was so locked in and I was so consistent. And this is what most people never see. You look at this picture, you're like, okay, you lost 25 pounds. Cool. But you didn't know the other things that I gained during this period, all the other things that changed. Like, I really, really made a change. And I could say I was definitely a different man than I was in July of 2024. In October 2025, I realized that I could literally do anything, like, if I just stop complaining about it and stop putting limits on myself. Don't put a glass ceiling on yourself because you're never going to ascend beyond that. And you really need to believe that. You genuinely need to believe that. And something else happened in October. I broke up with my girlfriend at the time. And instead of me like being upset about it and spiraling and maybe even going back to rock bottom like I did in August of 2024, I decided I wanted to do something else. I looked at my body and I was like, I think I could do better, man. I think I could cut off another 10 pounds and I'm gonna look crazy. So everything changed. Really started tracking the macros more precise. I was eating about zero point 0.8 to like 1 gram per body weight and zero point 0.3 to zero point 0.5 grams for fat. Filled out the rest with carbs. And then the nutrition really like started locking in. And I went through a little body recomposition where throughout the next 4 months, I was at my maintenance and I was like very slowly gaining weight. I probably only gained like 5 pounds throughout those 4 months, and I got really strong, like the strongest I'd ever been to that point. And I went from here to right here around February. Definitely a drastic improvement. Looking way more filled out. Arms and shoulders are filled out. The chest looking crazy. The abs and this schedule that I got a whole new schedule, man. So I did my body recomp and it was like around like 175. Then before I cut, I had a new schedule where I would wake up at 4 a.m. and it was my final semester in college. So I had 5 classes all in person, but the catch was they were at a different campus, a whole hour away from me. So I needed to take a 1 hour bus ride pretty much every single day on Mondays and Wednesdays, sometimes on Friday. And I'll be there a full day. And I was still working Walmart late shifts. And on top of that, I forgot to add this that I was doing an internship as well. And this internship required me 120 hours throughout 6 months throughout 5 months from January to May. And it was with a police department. So that was another thing that was on top of the schedule. And what I would do is wake up 4 a.m. every single day, no matter what. Um, Eat, drink enough water, and then drive to the gym, train, and then immediately after that, go play basketball for about like 30 minutes before even taking the bus. So I'll do this. I'll get home, I'll shower, get ready for school, and then go and wait for the bus, take the bus, and during that 1 hour ish drive around like depending something would be like at 8 a.m. But I would read books and I would also read the Bible. I would like alternate between them depending on what I wanted to do. But during that, like I really got that flow state where nothing could stop my momentum, and I'll get to class, get to campus, be there the whole day, and I wouldn't get home till like 10 p.m. on days I didn't work. So it was a lot, man. Crazy schedule. And around February, I decided I wanted to cut this weight. So I went from here to here. It was around May. So full macro tracking, highest consistency level, and despite popular belief, you can get stronger on the cut. Because this guy right here was way stronger than this dude right here. And I had already been the strongest up at my peak right here, was right here. And then I got to here. This is my new peak. Looked way better. You could look at the waist. Abs were more defined. Chest was looking good. Shoulders around the same, looking good. Even the face, my face leaned out, as you can see right here. Way more lean compared to this guy right here. You can see it on the face. And this is just like in 3 months. Not even doing too much, same split, just eating a little less. And here's how the back looked like. Freaking crazy, dude. And right here was at the end of my cut, around 160, fully depleted of glycogen, looking flat. But still, I reversed out and ended up looking really good after this. But that was it, man. We went from here, lean physique, and May also, I graduated college, which is the biggest accomplishment up to that point that I've done. I was 160, lean. I finally got abs because even in July 2024, when I was like super skinny, I didn't have abs. I was like skinny fat. So I finally had abs. And I was strongest I've ever been, despite being 35 pounds less than the fat me of 195. This dude, depleted of glycogen, is stronger than that dude over there at 195. And as well, I got a bachelor's degree, graduated 2 years after hitting rock bottom. Everything changed and everything came together in the same month. Getting lean and graduating college. Big accomplishment for me. And like I said earlier, at 160, I was stronger than I ever was at 185. because I needed to know about patience, delayed gratification, and trust in the process. So let me give you what happened right here, guys. Right here. As y'all can see, didn't have abs here. Had abs. Skinny, clean, and fat right here. And that's what I'm talking about, guys. Like, hey, it takes time. But if you're doing the right systems, you're doing the right things, you could have achieved this way faster. You didn't have to go through the fat phase. You wouldn't have to go through the understanding how to track your macros. You could have gone from here to here, I'd say like in 6 months with everything dialed. But it took me failing constantly over and over again to finally understand the right system I needed. And I'll stand from over here. The mindset, the body, and the habits. Have them all dialed in. You're gonna be set, dude. Everything's gonna align, and you're gonna find this little star here. That's your purpose. It's all gonna work out for you. I promise you. Just gotta have the right system. So here's a little overview of what I learned. And first thing I learned, muscle is built slowly over time, and you cannot rush it. When I was bulking to 195, I was under the impression that hey, the more weight I put on, the more muscle I'm gonna put on faster. Which is true in a way. Yeah, you're gonna gain more muscle if you're eating at a surplus. But the thing is, you're also gonna gain way more fat than you need to, and it's gonna offset the muscle gain because you're just gonna look pudgy. So, muscles take time to build. It takes tearing down the muscle constantly and rebuilding it constantly over and over again, having proper recovery, having proper nutrition, and as a process you can't rush. The only way you could rush it is by speeding up protein synthesis, and the only way you could do that is by taking steroids. So I did this all natural, like I wasn't on steroids, never been on steroids. So that's the only way you could do it. Just gotta wait, have delayed gratification. You need to trust the process because it actually works. Another thing I learned, the pain that I went through, hitting rock bottom, being lost, having that insomnia, that depression. Even later on during my journey, when I went through a breakup, it really was pain. And with that pain, I directed it towards growing and bettering myself. And I really accelerated everything. I had that motivation, I had that drive to keep going, to prove people wrong, to prove myself right that I am worth something, that I really can recover and make a change and become a better man. Something that's all you need is just fuel. Don't let it be your main motive, but use it as fuel to the fire. It's gonna help you. Another thing I learned was waking up at 4 a.m. directly proved to me that a schedule is never the reason you can't succeed. Dude, I was putting in 50-hour weeks, 6 classes a week, struggling with a relationship, and I still got things done. I would wake up at 4 a.m., go to the gym, play basketball, be at class for a whole day, not get home till like 10 or 11. Next day, go to class again, go to work, and then in between all that, finding hours to put in time to an internship at a police department. I did all that, dude, in 5 months, and at the same time, tracking my macros, studying, doing my freaking homework and assignments, getting all A's, and graduating college. I did all that within 5 months, and it would never have been possible if I didn't make the sacrifice to wake up earlier. And that gave me way more time to actually do all this stuff. And I didn't burn out. The reason I didn't burn out is because I saw the direct results of my progress and the effort I'm putting in. Simple as that. It really it really is just limiting beliefs and you not wanting to sacrifice a little bit of sleep for a season of your life, because without that, like, I don't think I would have been able to get the hours for the internship. I wouldn't have been able to do that cut and look lean, get my abs, and I would have had a hard time graduating college. Like, it would have been tougher. My grades would have been worse because I didn't have enough time to study. So it all correlates to making those sacrifices. And for me, that one was waking up at 4 a.m. every single day, even on weekends. And it's temporary because right now I don't wake up at 4 a.m. anymore. I wake up at 6, but the same principle applies where I have way more time to work on other things and just make the change, man. Sacrifice, okay? Lastly, the last thing I want to talk about, the body built in silence becomes the proof you show the world. During this whole time, like, I wasn't posting on Instagram at all. Like, no one knows about this transformation except you guys. It's the first time, like, I'm showing it. And if anyone, like, any of my friends or anyone, like, I know sees it, they're gonna be surprised by the results because they didn't even know what was going on. This was all built in silence. Like, I didn't tell anyone. I just did the work. And sometimes that's the way you need to approach it. So throughout all this, guys, this whole journey of about 2 years right here, starting from the bottom, slowly building my way up, failing, finding the little like breadcrumbs as the foundations of what I need to be doing right, continue to fail, get back on track, continue to fail, finally start to actually put in even more work than I was putting in before. Coming back to here, I found my purpose. And I actually created my purpose through following my systems. So in June of this year is when I started posting on YouTube again, being really consistent. The mental block that held me back for over a year broken. And one thing I didn't mention, guys, when I was in rock bottom, I almost lost my job. Like, I almost got fired because I was performing so awful, and I really couldn't function good. And like, I lost the sauce. I didn't know what I was doing, but I really wanted to document the journey and make YouTube videos. And my one of my biggest regrets is that I didn't do that because the raw footage of me being in that moment, I don't know, like, I wish I could have done it then. But it was a mental block because I was worried, like, hey, people are gonna see me at my absolute worst, my lowest, and who knows what's gonna happen. I wasn't comfortable, but the mental block that held me back for over a year, I broke it. I finally pressed record for the first time. I posted the first video, content about mental blocks. Ironically, consistency, identity, the closer to cleaner gap I talk about in one of my videos, and the process of becoming raw, real, and built entirely from lived experience and failing and everything I went through, guys. So up to today, I've been super locked in with everything: my gym, my prayer, meditation, journaling, content, studying. I'm still working at Walmart. Just waiting to use my degree and try to get into a police department and take that test and get into the academy. That's what I'm waiting on right now. And during the meantime, I've been training on my running, been studying the laws, and really been locked in, dude. Just so, like, when I get back into that environment, I get back into grind mode, I'm already ready. Like, I'm already prepared because I studied. And man, who was at rock bottom in August of 2024? It's currently August 11th of 2024. Exactly 2 years from that point. The most purposeful I've ever been, the most disciplined. My mind is the most clear as well. And I'm just getting started, guys. Right here is what I look like now. The videos I've been posting, a lot of effort goes into these, guys. Like, And I continue to strive to improve the content, make this thing better, and try to help you guys out. And if you watch to the end of the video, here's what I got to offer you guys. I showed you my transformation. I want to see yours, and I want to help you make your transformation in your life. So I'm looking for 3 to 5 driven men who are ready to stop self-sabotaging and start building the physical and mental system that actually produces results. And it's gonna be free, guys. I'm offering my services for free. I'm giving back to the world because I feel like it's part of my service to do it, and I want to do it. I want to help you guys. So what you're gonna get is a free 6-week coaching program, which includes weekly calls with me. We're probably gonna do it through Google Meets, or if you can't do it, you'll just call my number and we'll FaceTime. I'm gonna build you your workout program based on our first call. What are your goals? What are we gonna do? And what fits for your schedule? Whether that's 2 days a week at the gym, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, I'll work with you and we'll figure it out. Full macro and nutrition plan tailored to your goals. I'm gonna help you out through all of those processes of tracking macros. Something that like took me a year and a half to figure out because I started only tracking protein. And before that, I wasn't even tracking. I was just drinking a protein shake, thinking I was gonna get big. I understand it now. I can help you. And also, you're gonna have my phone number, so you're gonna have 24-hour access to me. Sometimes I may be at work, but I'm gonna try my best to respond as quick as possible. Especially if you need urgent help. I got you, dude. I'll be there. I promise. And then we're gonna go through different little things. We're checking forms. I need to make sure that your energy's good, that you're performing okay, everything's good mentally, physically. Just check up and so I can make changes and adjust the routine for you. And also, you're gonna have your dashboard with everything you need. You're gonna have progress pictures there. You're gonna have your workout tracked already. So when you input a workout on the app, the next week you do the same split. It's gonna show you the weight that you did before. So it makes it way easier, dude. Like sometimes I go to the gym and there's like people write in their journals, and I'm like, damn, bro, like that takes a lot of time. All that you could just do it through an app, and I'll show you the app, and you'll have free access to it as well. And if you want to be eligible for this training program, you just need to do 3 steps. First thing, you're gonna follow me on Instagram. Here's my Insta right here. I'm also gonna put it in the link below. And once you follow me, just DM me coach, and then I'll respond to you. I'm gonna send you the form to the link to the Google form, and then you're gonna submit your application. Very simple, but I need you to fill out every single question because it's not gonna be considered if you don't answer all the questions truthfully. So make sure you do that. It's pretty simple. Probably like 8 questions. Get it done real quick. Once you're done, I'm gonna get an email that you finished it, and then I'm gonna send you the another email where you can book your call on Calendly, and then just put whatever schedule works for you, dude. Like the times are gonna be available. Book the time you need, and make sure you show up to that call on time because I mean, if you can't show up to the call on time, like I don't know if I could like take you seriously as like a client. Like we gotta like hold each other accountable in a way, you know. And I promise you, I'm gonna be there, and I won't cancel the call unless someone dies. I want to do like something happens, but that's not likely gonna happen. And there's only gonna be 3 to 5 spots available at the moment, just to the just due to the time I have right now. But I encourage you to apply, even if you don't think like it's too late. Apply. I promise you, like there's a chance you can get accepted. And here's what I'm gonna end it, guys. 2 years ago, I was at rock bottom. Today, I'm building everything I ever wanted, and I want to help you guys do the same. And it's gonna be free, guys. So I really want to see you guys do this. And even though it's just 6 weeks, it's gonna be the foundation for you to have that momentum to continue to do it on your own. And by the time you're done with the program, you're gonna know what to do. You're gonna have the plan. You're gonna have the blueprint. and you're gonna be able to go on about your life, about your journey, and I can't wait to see how you guys do. So here's everything, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. It's gonna be a really lengthy video. It's probably gonna be probably like 45 to like an hour long. So hope you guys enjoyed. Um, more videos gonna be coming on the way, and it's my story, guys. Took me a while to open up about it, but I had to be vulnerable with you guys because something I feel like maybe you guys got inspired, maybe you guys want to know about it. So here's a little bit more about me. And take care. Hope you enjoy, and see y'all later.